They started with bunkers to survive disaster, then islands to escape plan, then rockets to leave Earth. And when even days failed to limiting, they built their digital selves to live forever. But there is one more escape plan, a plan not to flee the world, but to redesign it. Welcome to the age of smart cities, the elite's final blueprint for controlled survival. They call it innovation, they call it progress. But look closer, and you will see something else. A new architecture of power, built not from concrete, but from code. Because the city of the future won't just track your car or your phone, it will track you. Every step, every purchase, every heartbeat. And for those designing it, that control isn't a side effect, it is the point. To understand the smart city revolution, we need to step back. For decades, cities have been growing faster than the systems that sustain them. Traffic, waste, pollution, energy, all reaching breaking points. The solution, we were told, is intelligence. Sensors in every street light, AI in every intersection, data guiding every decision. A city that runs itself, clean, efficient, and automated. It sounds like utopia until you realize who is programming it. Around the world, a handful of corporations and billionaires investors are building cities from scratch, digital ecosystem control from the source code up. Saudi Arabia, NEOM, a 500 billion mega project promising carbon neutrality, AI governance, and vertical living. A 170-kilometer city enclosed in mirrored walls. But behind the shimmer, NEOM's own documents reveal predictive surveillance systems designed to track behavior, movement, even emotion. Songdo, South Korea, marketed as the world's first smart city. Cameras on every street, sensors in every building, even household waste is tracked by ID chips. Telesa, Mark Lore's vision of a new equitable city in the US desert, owned collectively by citizens but funded and designed by billionaires. And soon, the line, the Technopolis, Eco Atlantic, and Smart Dubai will join them, each one more data driven, more self contained, and more dependent on centralized AI control. On the surface, it is progress. Underneath, it is a simulation, a living machine where citizens become the input. Because in a smart city, you don't just live in the system, you are the system. Here is how it works. Every camera, a street light, and drone becomes a sensor node, constantly feeding data into centralized AI hubs. That data is analyzed in real time to manage traffic, monitor pollution, and optimize city life. But that same system also monitors identity, movement, and behavior, AI policing, digital currency tracking, social credit scoring, all automated, all invisible. The smart city becomes a self regulating organism, one that doesn't need police sirens or protests, because control is woven into its code. And who owns the code? Not the citizens. Private corporations like Cisco, Huawei, Google, and Amazon provide the digital backbones. Venture capital and state interests control the infrastructure, and the data. It belongs to whoever builds the servers. In the 20th century, power came from oil. In the 21st, it comes from information. And smart cities are the oil fields of the future. The technology itself isn't evil. Smart grids can cut waste, AI traffic systems can save lives, digital IDs can simplify governance. But combine all three under one authority, and you no longer have a city. You have a digital panopticon, a place where everything is visible, except the watchers. We have already seen glimpses. In China, safe cities powered by AI cameras recognize face, voice, and walking patterns in real time. In the West, predictive policing tools analyze where crimes might happen before they occur. In the Gulf, autonomous drones patrol residential zones, while AI manages air conditioning, security, and lighting. Step by step, every function of life becomes measurable, and every measurement becomes a method of control. But here is the real secret. Smart cities aren't just about managing chaos, they are about selective order. The elite aren't building cities to escape collapse anymore. They are building cities to survive within it. Cities with vertical farms, desalination plants, and self-contained ecosystems. Cities that can isolate from the world when everything else falls apart. They call it resilience, but it looks a lot like segregation, the digital kind. Because when disaster strikes, who gets to live inside the walls of the line and who stays outside? It is the oldest pattern in history: walls, castles, fortresses. Only now they are made of glass and code. Instead of guards, there are algorithms. Instead of keys, there are digital permissions. Your access, your food, your transport, all granted by the same network that watches you. This is the quiet evolution from smart to sovereign. Cities that aren't just connected, they are self governing, and in many cases, privately owned. Behind the branding of sustainability lies the architecture of control. Facial recognition gates instead of ID cards, digital wallets replacing cash, AI determining who is efficient and who is wasteful. Imagine a city that fines you for walking too far from your assigned zone or charges you extra for unauthorized energy use. That is not fiction. Pilot programs already exist in parts of China, the UAE, and Singapore. And soon, these systems will be integrated with central bank digital currencies, programmable money that can expire, restrict, or reward behavior. In other words, a city that doesn't need police because the code enforces obedience. And once you live in it, living won't be easy because in a fully digitized ecosystem, your entire identity, medical records, payment access, housing, transport exists only within the system. You can't log out of a smart city. So, what is the real motive? Publicly, it is efficiency. Privately, it is survival, elite survival. Smart cities are being designed to withstand collapse, climate disasters, economic shocks, even social unrest, self powered, self sustaining, self defending. In other words, the new bunkers aren't underground anymore. They are built into the skyline. When you connect the dots, NEOM, Songdo, Eco, Atlantic, Telosa, a global pattern emerges. A network of fortified zones where the privileged can live in optimized safety, while the rest of the world faces scarcity. And because these cities are digital, control doesn't require armies, only algorithms. The perfect future of fortress, invisible walls, automated rules, total compliance. But here is the paradox. A system designed to survive everything may end up erasing what makes life worth surviving: privacy, freedom, spontaneity, choice. Because when every breeze becomes data and every life becomes a metric, what happens to the human soul? We are told that smart cities will save the planet, but saving the planet isn't the same as saving humanity. You can engineer a perfect environment, but you can engineer meaning. You can automate life, but can you automate purpose? The elite believe they can. They call it optimization. But optimization without empathy becomes tyranny, a clean, quiet, algorithmic kind. Maybe that is the hidden agenda: to rebuild civilization not for everyone, but for those who can afford to be data compliant. A society divided not by wealth or race, but by access to the network. A digital upper class, immortal in data, sheltered in smart cities, watching the rest of the world from behind their mirrored walls. This is a new order, the final evolution of the survival plan. Not bunkers in the ground, not rockets in the sky, but smart cities on Earth engineered to last, governed by code, owned by the few. They will call it progress. They will call it sustainable. But it is really just control, redesigned, automated, and sold as the future. So, as we march towards the age of smart everything, we have to ask a question older than technology itself. What is the price of a perfect world? Because perfection built on control isn't progress, it is containment. And if the elite are designing the cities of tomorrow, then we would better ask, are they building a home or a cage? This was Decode the Elite. Stay aware, stay curious, and remember the future is already under construction.